If you are gluten-free, you know the struggle of staring into the fridge at lunchtime, feeling like there are zero quick and satisfying options. But these gluten-free lunch ideas prove that eating without wheat doesn't have to mean a boring salad or a sad, dry sandwich. Instead, this recipe lineup focuses on smart swaps that give you better texture, like using crispy lettuce wraps or fluffy chickpea flour for a savory pancake. You will want to stick around because each idea here can be prepped in under 10 minutes, making your busy afternoon actually feel manageable. Whether you are packing a lunch for work or feeding a picky family, this collection includes meals that make everyone at the table feel included. Think creamy avocado boats, crunchy rice paper rolls filled with fresh veggies, and warm savory bowls that are both cozy and energizing. One idea features a surprising ingredient that mimics the chew of a classic tortilla, and you will not believe how simple it is to pull together. Let us jump into this roundup of quick gluten-free lunch ideas that will save your afternoon. Let's kick things off with a quinoa power bowl that comes together in under 20 minutes. It's the perfect gluten-free lunch when you need something hearty but don't have time to fuss. You just cook the quinoa while your oven does the work roasting a sheet pan of broccoli, bell peppers, and cherry tomatoes. While everything roasts, you can whip up a simple tahini lemon dressing that ties the whole bowl together. Once the veggies are tender and slightly charred, pile them over the fluffy quinoa and drizzle on that creamy sauce. If you want extra protein, toss in some canned chickpeas or leftover grilled chicken right before serving. This bowl feels like a warm hug in a dish, and it keeps you full for hours. Next up, we have a fun handheld option that's just as fast and totally satisfying. These chicken lettuce wraps are so quick and flavorful, you'll forget they're gluten-free. They're a lifesaver on busy days because you don't even need to cook grains or noodles. Simply saute ground chicken in a pan with garlic, ginger, and a splash of tamari instead of soy sauce. Throw in some shredded carrots, water chestnuts, and a little honey for that sweet savory balance. Spoon the hot filling into crisp butter lettuce cups and top with fresh cilantro and a squeeze of lime. For a vegetarian swap, use crumbled firm tofu or finely chopped mushrooms instead of the chicken. Every bite is crunchy, juicy, and packed with umami, making lunch feel like a treat. Now let's move on to a warm, cheesy option that's ready in just a few minutes. These black bean and sweet potato quesadillas are proof that gluten-free eating can be fast and fun. They work wonderfully when you crave something warm and melty but don't want to spend time in the kitchen. You start by mashing cooked sweet potato with black beans, cumin, and a pinch of smoked paprika. Spread that mixture onto a corn tortilla, top with shredded cheese or dairy-free shreds, and press another tortilla on top. Cook them in a lightly oiled skillet for 2 minutes per side until golden and crisp. Feel free to add sliced avocado or a dollop of dairy-free sour cream right before serving. The combo of creamy sweet potato and savory beans hits all the right notes. From the stovetop we'll head to a zesty bowl of noodles that comes together without any pasta. Which of these gluten-free lunch ideas would you try first? I'd love to hear your pick in the comments below. Also, if you have a dietary restriction you cook for often, let me know. Your feedback helps me create more helpful recipe roundups like this one. If you're enjoying this collection, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss future videos. There's plenty more where this came from. Keep watching, and I'll see you throughout the rest of the video. Zucchini noodles with sun-dried tomato pesto make a refreshing 5-minute gluten-free lunch. This dish is ideal when you want something light but still crave bold, satisfying flavors. You spiralize 2 medium zucchinis or pick up pre-spiralized ones from the store to save time. Then pulse sun-dried tomatoes, basil, pine nuts, garlic, and olive oil in a food processor for an instant pesto. Toss the pesto with the raw zucchini noodles and top with half cherry tomatoes and fresh basil leaves. If you prefer a warm dish, gently saute the zoodles for 1 minute before adding the pesto. It tastes like summer on a plate, and you will not even miss the wheat pasta. Next, let's roll up something portable and easy to pack for lunch on the go. A gluten-free hummus and veggie wrap is the simplest lunch you can throw together in 5 minutes flat. It's perfect for busy days because there's zero cooking involved and you can customize it endlessly. Start with a large gluten-free tortilla or a sturdy colored green leaf as your wrap base. Spread a generous layer of hummus down the center, then pile on crunchy cucumber slices, shredded carrots, roasted red peppers, and fresh spinach. Sprinkle on some crumbled feta or a handful of toasted pumpkin seeds for extra texture. Roll it up tightly, slice in half, and you've got a meal that travels anywhere without falling apart. Each bite is creamy, crisp, and full of fresh flavor. We've got one more idea coming that turns stuffed veggies into a satisfying lunch bowl. Stuffed bell peppers with rice and lentils are a make-ahead dream that reheats beautifully for busy lunches. They give you a complete meal in a single serving, perfect for meal prep Sundays. Halve and seed bell peppers, then fill them with a mix of cooked brown rice, cooked lentils, sautéed onions, and tomato sauce. Top with a little shredded cheese or a drizzle of dairy-free cream, then bake for about 20 minutes. The peppers become tender and slightly caramelized while the filling stays hearty and comforting. Swap the brown rice for quinoa or cauliflower rice if you need an even lower carb option. You'll love how these little pepper boats taste like a cozy dinner but work perfectly for lunch. That wraps up these 6 quick gluten-free lunch ideas, and we've got even more fast recipes coming right after this. Next up, we've got a super quick and satisfying cauliflower fried rice that feels just like takeout. This dish is perfect for busy days because it comes together in one pan and uses leftover veggies from your fridge. You start by sautéing some diced onion, garlic, and any chopped vegetables you have on hand, like carrots, peas, or bell peppers. Then you add rice cauliflower and stir-fry it for a few minutes until it's tender and slightly golden. Push everything to the side, scramble an egg right in the pan, and mix it all together with a splash of gluten-free tamari or coconut aminos. For extra protein, you can toss in some cooked shrimp or diced chicken, and it stays totally gluten-free and low-carb. This bowl is so warm and comforting with that savory umami flavor that makes you forget you're eating veggies. Now let's move on to a fresh, no-cook salad that's perfect for those days when the kitchen feels too hot. This Mediterranean chickpea and cucumber salad is your go-to when you want something light, crunchy, and totally satisfying. It's ideal for meal prep because it holds up beautifully in the fridge and tastes even better after a few hours. You just toss canned chickpeas, diced cucumber, cherry tomatoes, red onion, and a handful of Kalamata olives in a big bowl. For the dressing, whisk together olive oil, lemon juice, a pinch of dried oregano, and some salt and pepper. Pour it over the salad, add a generous crumbling of feta cheese if you tolerate dairy, and give it a good stir. To make it dairy-free, swap the feta for a creamy avocado or a sprinkle of dairy-free feta crumbles. Every bite is bright and tangy, with a nice crunch that keeps you coming back for more. For our next dish, we'll turn up the heat a little with a simple sheet pan dinner. If you want to save these recipes and plan your meals easily, here's a helpful tip. Head over to www.healthybitestribe.com. Our AI recipe generator can create new gluten-free ideas based on what you have on hand. You can also use the meal planner to organize your week ahead. Save your favorite recipes from this list and share them with family or friends. The community features let you discuss swaps and tips with others. It's all designed to make cooking with allergies and restrictions simpler. Check it out when you need more inspiration beyond this video. Sheet pan meals are a lifesaver, and this lemon herb chicken with asparagus is as easy as it gets. It works perfectly for busy days because you just toss everything on one pan and let the oven do the work. Start by arranging boneless chicken thighs or breasts on a lined baking sheet, then surround them with trimmed asparagus spears. Drizzle everything with olive oil, squeeze fresh lemon juice over the top, and sprinkle with garlic powder, dried thyme, and a little salt and pepper. Roast at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes, or until the chicken is cooked through and the asparagus is tender. You can swap the asparagus for broccoli or green beans, and it's naturally gluten-free and packed with protein. The bright lemon flavor and the juicy chicken make this feel like a restaurant-quality meal with almost no cleanup. Next, we'll dive into a handheld option that's fun and fast to assemble. These black bean and corn salsa stuffed avocados are a fun, creamy twist on a classic lunch bowl. They're perfect when you want something fresh without any cooking, just a little chopping and mixing. Simply have 2 ripe avocados, remove the pits, and scoop out a bit of the flesh to make a little boat. In a bowl, combine canned black beans, corn, diced red bell pepper, chopped cilantro, a squeeze of lime, and a pinch of cumin. Spoon the salsa mixture into the avocado halves and top with a drizzle of hot sauce or a dollop of dairy-free sour cream. For extra heartiness, you can stir in some quinoa or diced mango for a sweet twist. Each bite is cool, creamy, and zesty with a satisfying crunch from the veggies. Now let's warm things up with a cozy skillet dish that's ready in under 15 minutes. This one-pan turkey and spinach skillet is the kind of meal you can throw together without even thinking. It's great for busy days because it uses simple ingredients and cooks in a single skillet from start to finish. Brown some ground turkey in a hot pan with a little olive oil, breaking it up as it cooks. Add a diced onion, a couple of minced garlic cloves, and a handful of fresh spinach, stirring until the spinach wilts down. Season with salt, pepper, and a pinch of red pepper flakes, then finish with a squeeze of lemon juice for brightness. To make it dairy-free, skip the cheese, or you can sprinkle in some dairy-free mozzarella shreds for a gooey texture. This dish is light but filling, with a savory flavor that feels like real comfort food. For our final dish in this section, we'll make a super speedy soup that's perfect for any season. This quick tomato and basil soup is the kind of cozy bowl that hits the spot no matter the weather. It works perfectly for a busy lunch because it comes together in under 20 minutes with pantry staples. Start by sautéing a chopped onion and a few garlic cloves in olive oil until soft and fragrant. Add a large can of crushed tomatoes, a cup of vegetable broth, and a handful of fresh basil leaves. Then let it simmer for 10 minutes. Use an immersion blender to puree the soup until smooth, or carefully transfer it to a blender in batches. For the croutons, cube some gluten-free bread, toss with olive oil and garlic powder, and bake until crispy. The soup is velvety and rich, with a bright tomato flavor that feels like a hug in a bowl. This is just the beginning of the cozy, allergy-friendly ideas we've got coming up in the next part of the video. Next up is a sweet potato and black bean Buddha bowl that feels like a warm hug in a bowl. It's perfect for busy days because you can prep the components ahead and just assemble when hunger hits. Start by roasting cubed sweet potatoes with a little olive oil, smoked paprika, and cumin until they're tender and caramelized. While they cook, warm up some canned black beans with a pinch of garlic powder and lime juice for quick flavor. Pile everything over a bed of fresh spinach or mixed greens, then add a scoop of your favorite grain like brown rice or millet. For a creamy finish, drizzle on a simple tahini dressing made from tahini, lemon juice, and a splash of warm water. The combination of sweet, smoky, and tangy feels totally satisfying without weighing you down. This bowl comes together in minutes, so let's move on to another speedy option. You're not alone in navigating gluten-free cooking and busy schedules. Our community at www.healthybitestribe.com is full of supportive people. They share their own ideas, ask questions, and encourage each other. Whether you're new to gluten-free eating or a seasoned pro, you'll find a warm welcome. Connecting with others who get it makes meal prep feel less isolating. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to this channel so you stay connected, and feel free to visit the website to join the conversation. You've got this, and we're here to help. For a super quick no-cook lunch, try gluten-free tuna and avocado rice cakes that are ready in under 5 minutes. They're ideal when you need something light but filling and don't want to turn on the stove. Simply mash a ripe avocado in a bowl and mix it with a can of drained tuna, a squeeze of lemon juice, and a pinch of salt and pepper. Spoon that mixture onto round gluten-free rice cakes, then top with a sprinkle of everything bagel seasoning or red pepper flakes. You can also add finely chopped celery or red onion for extra crunch if you have a few extra seconds. If you're dairy-free, this combo already works perfectly, but a little dairy-free cream cheese spread on the rice cakes adds nice richness. The creamy avocado and flaky tuna make every bite feel like a little treat. From here, let's switch gears to something warm and comforting. Now let's simmer up a one-pot lentil and vegetable soup that practically makes itself while you work. It's a lifesaver on busy days because you can throw everything in one pot and walk away. Saute some diced onion, carrots, and celery in olive oil for a few minutes, then add rinsed red lentils, vegetable broth, and a can of diced tomatoes. Toss in dried thyme, a bay leaf, and a pinch of turmeric for warmth and color, then let it bubble for about 20 minutes. Once the lentils are soft, stir in a handful of fresh spinach or kale until it wilts. To make it feel more like a meal, serve it with a side of gluten-free crackers or a slice of toasted gluten-free bread. The soup is hearty, nourishing, and fills you up in the best way. When you need something even faster, our next dish is ready in a flash. These egg and veggie muffins in a mug are the ultimate single-serving lunch for those chaotic days. They cook in the microwave in under 2 minutes, so there's no need to heat up the oven. Whisk 1 or 2 eggs in a microwave-safe mug, then stir in chopped bell peppers, spinach, and a little shredded cheese if you tolerate dairy. Add a pinch of salt, pepper, and maybe some dried oregano, then microwave for about 60 seconds until set. Let it cool for a moment, then pop it out or eat it straight from the mug with a fork. For a dairy-free version, skip the cheese and add a spoonful of dairy-free pesto or nutritional yeast for cheesy flavor. These little muffins are fluffy, packed with protein, and feel surprisingly indulgent. Ready for a totally different vibe? Let's look at a fresh, no-cook wrap alternative. Rice paper rolls are a fun, fresh lunch that comes together fast once you get the hang of rolling them. They're perfect for busy days because you can use whatever leftover veggies and protein you have on hand. Soak a rice paper wrapper in warm water for a few seconds until pliable, then lay it flat on a cutting board. Layer on shredded carrots, thinly sliced cucumber, avocado, cooked shrimp or leftover chicken, and a few fresh mint or basil leaves. Fold in the sides and roll tightly like a spring roll, then repeat with the remaining ingredients. For the dipping sauce, whisk together peanut butter, tamari, a little lime juice, and a dash of maple syrup until smooth. These rolls are light, crunchy, and bursting with color and flavor. Stick around for one last dish that wraps up today's lineup beautifully. To finish off our collection, here's an incredibly quick coconut curry with chickpeas and spinach that feels like restaurant comfort. It's the perfect busy day lunch because it comes together in the same amount of time it takes to cook rice. In a pan, saute a little minced garlic and fresh ginger in coconut oil until fragrant, then stir in a can of full-fat coconut milk. Add a couple of tablespoons of red curry paste, a can of drained chickpeas, and a big handful of fresh spinach, and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. Squeeze in some lime juice and taste for salt, then serve it over steamed jasmine rice or cauliflower rice. For a milder version, use yellow curry paste and reduce the amount, or add a spoonful of almond butter for extra creaminess. This curry is rich, soothing, and makes you feel like you've treated yourself even on a hectic day. And that wraps up our quick gluten-free lunch ideas, all designed to make your busy days a little easier and a lot more delicious. That wraps up our roundup of 18 quick gluten-free lunch ideas for busy days. I hope this collection gives you plenty of options to mix and match. Remember, you can pick the ones that work best for your taste and dietary needs. If you enjoyed this recipe lineup, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. For even more support, join our community at www.healthybitestribe.com. There you'll find an AI recipe generator, a meal planner, and tools to save and share recipes. You can also chat with others who understand cooking with restrictions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.